IBG News Market Dost series with analyst Vishal Sharma. Know your stock market and take informed decisions. No risk, no gain. Without knowledge, everything is pain. Trade responsibly. Make your safest bet to reduce loss.
Gainwell Engineering partners with World Coal Association to promote sustainable coal mining in India. IBG News Business Talk Series news read by author. Calls for clean tech in mining to meet the energy security of the country, welcoming India's commitment to net zero by 2070. Gainwell aims to reduce India's dependence on imported equipment for underground mining from their manufacturing facility at Panagarh in West Bengal. Mumbai, 28 April, Gainwell Engineering, the manufacturing venture of Gainwell Comosales Private Limited, formerly Tractors India Private Limited, has partnered with World Coal Association to promote sustainable coal mining in India. With this, Gainwell becomes only the second organization in India to have partnered with World Coal Association. According to the Economic Survey 2021-22, coal demand in India is projected in the range of 1.3 to 1.5 billion tons by 2030, an increase of 63% from current demand. The partnership is also aimed at reducing India's dependency on import of coal mining equipment and instead, manufacture state-of-the-art equipment locally to augment domestic production of coal in a sustainable manner. This will also help India reduce coal import bill and enable it to meet its energy security. Coming from the stable of Gainwell Comosales, which has a rich legacy of supporting infrastructural progress in India for nearly 8 decades and the proud partner of Caterpillar Construction, Mining and Power Solutions in India, Gainwell Engineering has forayed into coal mining equipment manufacturing and is setting up a plant at Panagarh, West Bengal. With a philosophy of supporting India's true infrastructural growth, Gainwell Engineering aims to end India's dependence on imported equipment for underground mining, and leave a sustainable impact on the environment with the use of clean technology. Coal still remains the largest source of energy in the world, and sustainable coal mining in India is the need of the hour. Commenting on the association, Ms. Michelle Manouk, CEO, World Coal Association, said it is critical that countries like India, and companies like Gainwell Engineering are leading the discussion on coal's sustainable journey. We welcome the Gainwell Engineering management team, who understand that as a cohesive coal value chain across multiple jurisdictions, including Australia, China, Russia, South Africa, United States, we will have the best chance to deliver on our global community's collective economic development and environmental goals. For countries such as India, these ambitions are not mutually exclusive. Welcoming the WCA membership, Mr. Sunil Chaturvedi, Chairman, Gainwell Engineering, said while concerns over climate change and air pollution have highlighted the need to pursue a more sustainable path forward, no discussion of global climate change can ignore India, and no discussion of India's energy future can ignore coal. Coal remains the mainstay of energy security for India, but the country so far was entirely dependent on imported underground mining machinery for expanding its underground mining operations, especially coal. With our state-of-the-art manufacturing facility at Panagarh in West Bengal rapidly coming up, Gainwell Engineering will help India, and other global geographies, not only mine their underground mineral resources far more sustainably, but will also represent the end of India's dependence on imported equipment for underground mining. World Coal Association endorses responsible coal principles under the climate change situation, which are grounded by the principles of the Paris Agreement and the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Gainwell Engineering joining WCA gives impetus to India's coal leadership. The confluence of recent global energy events have ushered in a new reality that places issues of supply security and affordability back in the spotlight. According to the data released by the Ministry of Power, coal contributes to 51.6% of installed generation capacity in India's energy mix, while hydropower, solar, wind, etc. contribute 38.5%. Also, according to the International Energy Agency, IEA, coal is still the world's largest single source of electricity, powering 39% of the global electricity mix. Middle dot in 2021, as per IEA, coal generation reached an all-time high at over 10,000 terawatt-hours, TWh. In industrial processes, coal demand rose 6%, reaching close to the record levels of 2013 and 2014. Climate change and air pollution have been the areas of concern for many years now. Indian government has announced an investment plan of $55 billion in clean coal over the coming decade, putting India at the forefront of the coal industry at large. Ms. Manuk said, WCA applauds India's position towards the issue of phasing down of unabated coal as against phasing out coal. Coal is still world's largest source of energy. Recent and current events reconfirm that coal is still needed and not in decline. Coal is not disappearing, it is simply transitioning to a more sustainable model. Every member of the coal value chain in every country can do something directly and or indirectly to support the evolution of coal through clean technologies. We are all part of the solution. Gainwell Engineering and World Coal Association believes, India has already made a positive impact in resetting the climate change agenda, and it has the capacity to truly revolutionize coal's future. Coal Insights. The challenge and opportunity for Indian coal and the global coal value chain resides in embracing and guiding the world's community to the numbers and the science. This education is based on communicating the irrefutable coal facts, including coal remains essential to electricity supply in more than 80 countries. Coal will play a role in mitigating the worst effects of poverty for the 800 million people who still have no access to heat, light, fuel for cooking, transportation, and other essential services as a basic human right. Coal remains the building block to economic success, and it is critical to the production of 90% of the world's cement 70% of global steel 34, and more than 60% of the energy used to make aluminium. Steel, cement, and aluminium are intrinsic to the construction of renewables infrastructure. Every wind turbine that is constructed requires 170 tons of coking coal. The Paris Agreement was drafted with the understanding that the international community needed to move away from prescribed pathways and recognize the importance of respecting sovereign choices and timeframes. There is no 100% credible renewables scenario, IPCC. It will be 138% more expensive to achieve Paris without CCs/CAS, IEA.
Indigenous technology?
No, this technology was with Caterpillar, and Caterpillar has completely transferred this technology to us for the world market. So we have opened a subsidiary company in Singapore for the global distribution of these equipment. Gainwell Engineering has another subsidiary in New South Wales in Australia, which will service the entire Asia-Pac market, especially Australia. And we have also got a subsidiary in place now in West Virginia in the US for servicing the US coal market and South American market. There's a significant demand for these equipment which is coming up from different geographies. And it's a proud moment for us that all of this equipment will be manufactured in India, in our own state in West Bengal, and not very far away from here at Pune. There will be only one manufacturing location and distribution will happen for one. And these are perfectly safe and stable equipment for global underground mining anywhere. Would you like to add anything?
No, I think that's a very, very right question. Just to mention that the equipment are to be manufacturing state-of-the-art smart equipment. So it will actually promote safer underground mining. You rightly said underground mining is more prone to accidents, unusual sort of if the process is not correct, there are a chance of fatalities. So that is one of our aim is to promote really a safe mining. When we talk about sustainability, it's not only about the environment, it's also about people. So all our equipment have to be manufactured. On the equipment part, obviously this will be absolutely safe. It will be all the state-of-the-art proximity modeling, reduced man-machine interface. those type of situation. And to also give sort of another aspect, that a lot depends on the underground mining process. Today in India, we have a very strong body, Director General of Mine Safety, who are trying to implement the best-in-class practices in India. They work very closely on the safest. If I may quote that, give an example of say Australia is considered one of the safest underground mining operation across the world. Because of the process, because of the regulatory system, very strict adherence to the system. So today, our Director General of Mine Safety in India closely work with the Australian body to getting the best practices in India. We had definitely earlier a lot of sort of major accidents and we to Chastana, but in the recent past, I think our track record has been very good. And I could say that Indian underground, although the number of mines are less, but our track record on underground, in case of incidents, are quite good across when you take a global standard. Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your new investment and new projects?
Yeah, we are, as I mentioned, that we are investing on a new plant in Panagarh, it's a 35-acre plant. It's our 500 crore investment to start with. We are building the facility there. This is basically for the manufacturing of the equipment for underground coal mining for across the world. This is all based on character technology, what character technology has assigned to us. Gradually, we'll also add material handling equipment and railway equipment in the same facility. This will ultimately become a large capital goods manufacturing facility in Bengal. So the first phase will be operational early next first quarter 2023.
How much do you invest for your Asansol plant?
Asansol is already up and running. Asansol has been, I think it was Asansol. We had set up a component rebuild center from I think about 95, 96 component rebuild center. We have expanded it in 2017 for setting up the high-vol miner manufacturing. Today we do the high-vol miner manufacturing in Asansol. And to also give another question, this Panagarh plant is a state-of-the-art global plant, very important plant. So we'll employ about 300 highly skilled technicians and engineers there. So it's not really a large scale employment generation, but there will be downstream, industry which will have, vendor base which will have, auxiliary employment. But our own setup, we have a good event. We see a lot of Gainwell engineers go to south or go to other places. We are looking at retaining the good engineers in the home state.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Padilla, if I can just supplement one more component to your question. On the safety, there's a very strong layer of digitization which we are introducing in all of these underground mines. Some bit of digitization was there, but India being such a strong digitally savvy country. For instance, if you take the case of high-vol miner, it's a 300-ton machine. It looks like 3-story building, 2.5, 3-story building, but you can operate the entire machine through your mobile from a distance. You don't even have to go to close proximity. So the point that Dipankar was mentioning, human-machine interface, we have tried to make it as less as possible, and that adds to the safety of this entire machine. By the way, the other component I would like to mention, 2017 in Asansol, in phases we have made an investment, additional investment of about 75 crore for creating this facility.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Any other questions?
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Thank you.
Suman Munshi here from IBG News. My question to Mishu, first of all, thank you coming here in Kolkata, and your output looks great. So, my question is, what your organization, especially globally, doing about the standards of extracted coal? Say, for example, ash content. What should be the process of washing the coals? What should be the process of calorific value of the coal produced, and make it a uniform one so that the least carbon footprint can be achieved? So are you contributing to creation of the global standard?
Thank you. Thank you. That's an excellent question. At the moment, the World Port Association is very much a high-level advocacy body. We have, though, with our members, started to create, well, we've created the responsible coal value principles. And part of what's happening at the moment is really that we are recruiting the new value chain members to really have a look at these very things. What is best practice standards for this responsible coal value chain? So it's very much something that's in the work program that is earmarked for us to be doing in the coming years. And right now, we're really trying to bring this whole value chain together under this mandate of what does a responsible group of coal participants actually look like. And you rightly point out that we really have to find that avenue where we can communicate what we believe as a collective membership really defines that responsibility. So today, not anything specifically, but as I'm talking to more and more governments around the world, as I bring in more members such as Gainwell Engineering, the entire coal value chain, including the producers, are actually looking at that. But at a top level, it's not, I wouldn't say it's formalized in terms of best practice. Our producers are actually very much engaged with each other, and they are looking at best practice, and they certainly want to see, under the new evolving coal strategy, which is our strategy, this important cross-referencing, this sharing of best practice. So they are doing this already within their own networks. And I'm pleased to say that we're already seeing those sorts of collaborations happening informally, but we look forward to formalizing those sorts of things in the future.
Thank you. My next question to Mr. Banerjee and Mr. Chaturvedi, both of you, sir. Since you are bringing the latest technology from the US, Caterpillar thing, into Indian fold, and it's good that I can envision that your technology will be a sought after thing in the mining industry in India and abroad, and especially here in Australia it is having a good scope. In Gold Coast also you have a very good opportunity for that. Now my question is, you are creating new equipments, Caterpillar technology is there. How far you are envisioning that the technology transfer will improve the condition of engineering industry in Bengal, like our JSHOP and other the old institutes which are no more there? So is it a renaissance coming back to Bengal through your footsteps? That's the thing.
Thank you, Mr. Mushi, for the question. It's a very interesting question that you have asked. So while we can't claim that this is in a sense of Bengal engineering, strength of engineering of Bengal, which was the hallmark tradition. This is where engineering began in this part of the world. We are conscious of that fact. But all of these equipment which are coming, there's a very significant amount of detailed engineering which is going to happen. You know, these equipment are not the ones which you produce dozens every day or dozens every month. You don't do that. You produce maybe one equipment, every equipment takes, let's say, a few months time, if not more. Every equipment is meant for a particular geolocation. The project has to be, the configuration of the project has to be clearly understood. But the engineering effort thereafter starts. So the basic technology is there, basic equipment design is there, but deeper engineering of the equipment will happen after the site conditions or the location of the mine or the kind of climatic conditions which are there once that comes in, then we deep engineering. And of course, that is the effort that we are going to make in India. To deep engineer these products in such a manner that they are relevant for whichever geography we are going to. In that sense, yes, we are looking forward to boys and girls of Bengal doing supporting us in this effort. and we believe that there is significant talent available in this part of the country for these kind of machines and for the mining process.
Thank you, sir, that you are considering environment factor too, because Barville or Joda kind of environment is not available in Hospet.
A very
That-
good.
Not only that, I just wanted to really add one more thing. You know, Michelle spoke about all the efforts that we are making contributing towards sustainability. I just wanted to tell you that every piece of equipment that Gainwell Engineering will manufacture will have a contribution towards sustainability. The manner in which the design engineering of equipment will be done, detailed design engineering of the equipment, that will subscribe to sustainability. How can we lighten the weight? How can we use the steel which is less carbon intensive steel? Not only that, across the value chain, we are also wanting to, when we sell the machine, a small portion of the revenue of that machine will be kept aside. That will be used for the purpose of recycling that machine 20 years or 25 years down the line and the machine becomes. So every effort that we are making it goes towards contributing to the sustainability effort. And that
Thank
will be
you.
part of the engineering effort.
Thank you,
Very good
sir.
afternoon to the panel. I have two questions. What's the future for coal when it stands at gross